You've probably heard these stories 100 times in classrooms, textbooks, and documentaries. But what if many of the things you thought you knew about history were completely wrong? In this video, we're uncovering the real stories behind the biggest historical misconceptions. Number 10. Vikings wore horned helmets. One of the most iconic images of the Viking warrior is a burly man wearing a horned helmet. But in reality, there's no historical evidence that Vikings ever wore such headgear in battle. This myth likely originated in the 19th century when costume designers for Wagner's operas added horns for dramatic effect. Archaeological findings show that Viking helmets were simple, practical, and hornless. Number 09. Napoleon was extremely short. Napoleon Bonaparte is often portrayed as having a Napoleon complex, a term used for short men with aggressive tendencies. However, Napoleon wasn't unusually short for his time. He was around 5 feet 6 or 5 feet 7 inches tall, which was average height for a Frenchman in the early 1800s. The confusion likely stemmed from the difference between French and English measurements and political propaganda by his enemies. Number 8. Columbus proved the Earth was round. We've all heard that Christopher Columbus set sail in 1492 to prove the Earth was round. But educated people in Columbus's time already knew the Earth was a sphere. Ancient Greek mathematicians like Pythagoras and Eratosthenes had figured this out centuries earlier. What Columbus actually miscalculated was the size of the Earth and the distance to Asia, which is how he accidentally stumbled upon the Americas. Number 7. People in the Middle Ages believed the Earth was flat. Closely related to the Columbus myth is the idea that people in the Middle Ages thought the Earth was flat. In truth, most educated people in medieval Europe, especially scholars, monks, and navigators, understood the Earth was spherical. The flat Earth myth became popular in the 19th century and was used to promote the idea of modern intellectual progress. Number 6. Einstein failed math. A common motivational myth claims that Albert Einstein failed mathematics as a student. This is completely untrue. Einstein excelled at math from a young age and mastered calculus before he turned 15. The myth may have stemmed from a misunderstanding of his school records or from a desire to make genius feel more relatable to ordinary people. Number 5. Salem witch trials burned people at the stake. The Salem witch trials in 1692 are remembered as a time when suspected witches were burned alive, but none of the accused in Salem were burned. In fact, 19 people were hanged, and 1 man was pressed to death with heavy stones. Burning was more common in European witch trials, not in colonial America. Number 4. Roman vomitoriums were for vomiting. It's often said that Roman elites would vomit between courses in special rooms called vomitoriums. This is false. Vomitoriums were actually architectural features, passageways in amphitheaters or stadiums that allowed crowds to exit quickly. The idea of Romans indulging in forced vomiting was likely a modern exaggeration of their love for lavish feasts. Number 3. Bulls get angry when they see the color red. It's a common belief that bulls charge at red capes because they hate the color, but bulls are actually color blind to red. What provokes the bull is the movement of the cape, not its color. The myth was popularized by Spanish bullfighting traditions, but science has shown that bulls react to motion, not color. Number 2. Marie Antoinette Said. Let them eat cake. Marie Antoinette is often blamed for the phrase, "let them eat cake," when told that peasants had no bread. The quote was meant to reflect ignorance and elitism, but there's no evidence she ever said it. The phrase first appeared in writings by Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who attributed it to a great princess, long before Marie Antoinette was even queen. Historians agree it was likely invented to stir revolutionary anger. Number 1. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. Many people believe the Great Wall of China is the only man-made structure visible from space. In reality, the wall is not easily seen with the naked eye from space due to its narrow width and natural color blending into the landscape. Astronauts have confirmed that it's nearly impossible to spot without magnification, while other structures like highways or city grids are more visible. If you enjoyed learning the truth behind these misconceptions, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who still believes. Make sure to subscribe to the channel.